Hello everyone, my name is Clay, welcome to Terminally Nerdy, and today we have a sort of an oddball video. So I haven't posted many videos, and we're kind of going to go over why and what's going on. We're also going to be doing a thank you, and I'll be explaining what I'm thanking people for when I get to that point. So first, we're going to be talking about some updates, kind of what's going on, what I've been up to, what I am going to be up to, and all of that. And then, like I said, we'll be doing the thank you. So, first and foremost, you probably noticed I don't post a lot of videos on YouTube anymore. But you might have noticed in the last couple of weeks, maybe last month, some kind of archives have been popping up for streams. I am streaming again on Twitch. Twitch.tv/terminallynerdy. A link to that, plus pretty much all of my relevant links to like my website, and my Ko-Fi, and my Patreon, and my Twitter, and the Twitch. They're all going to be in the description box below this video. You should totally go look at it, check it out so you can easily find everything. So basically back in July, I asked Twitter if they wanted to see me stream the games that I'm intending to do reviews for. You know, if you guys remember, I did Elix, and a lot of you came by because of Elix, and you wanted more reviews. Well, those are coming. But what I decided to do, because Twitter asked me to, was to play the games live on stream. And I decided to go with Twitch, mainly because it's built to support streaming. YouTube really isn't built to support streaming, and YouTube's entire ecosystem has pissed me off. Like, it's not friendly to people like me at all. Like, it wants daily, quick uploads, go, 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 and if you ain't doing that, YouTube is basically like, fuck you. And I'm not going to be doing that, so, you know. So this YouTube channel is basically going to house reviews, both of video games and tabletop, and we'll get to upcoming tabletop reviews as well that I'm working on. So right now I'm streaming, for example, Kingdoms of Amalur. I'm recording this on Sunday. I generally stream on the weekends, almost every Sunday, and Saturdays is kind of variable. If I'm going to be streaming, I announce it on Twitter. I usually start around 10 a.m. Eastern, and I go till probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, somewhere in there. I usually stop for lunch. I'm only streaming when my wife's at work, so if my wife has a Saturday or Sunday off, there ain't no streams. Simple as that. I do this on my free time, what little free time I have. So for right now, for those of you who are waiting for another game review, it's going to be Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which THQ Nordic actually just got the rights to a couple of weeks ago, after I'd already started deciding to stream it, so cool. That's neat. The review will be here, and it'll just be like my Elix review, super in-depth, the whole thing, because that's just how I do them. So, after Kingdoms, I'm not sure what I'm going to be streaming and reviewing. I haven't decided yet. Pay attention to my Twitter. I'll probably put it up to a vote. Also, there are 2 things I'll be streaming in addition to the RPGs that I play for reviews. One, my Patreon one-shots are coming back, and they will be streamed on that channel, and they're going to be using the Harold's Lovecraft and Tesla setting for Savage Worlds, and I'm going to be playing in Savage Worlds. This is one of the tabletop products I will also be reviewing. I'm probably going to record that in a week, and then that'll be up within a week or 2 after I finish recording it, editing it, and all that. So this review will also be coming relatively soon to the YouTube channel. It'll also go on my website, terminallynerdy.com. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is once a month, myself, Saverick, Walking Virus, Big K from Craven Gaming and Little Big Gamers, and MK, and my wife, we're going to be playing Pugmire. And that'll also be on the Twitch. If you don't know what Pugmire is, it's D&D with dogs. Seriously, it's 5th edition D&D. This is built on 5e. But you don't play elves and goblins, you play puppers. Borg. So that's going to be a trip. I'm also going to review this hardcover. It's a nice book, actually. I got it off a drive-thru-RPG. Print on demand. So I'm going to be reviewing Pugmire since I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be running those games through Fantasy Ground due to the recent Roll20 debacle, and if you don't know what's going on, go look it up. It's all over, tabletop, everywhere. I'm specifically referring to the incident that started everything involving the customer. Nothing after that affected me at all. But I work in the customer service industry, and I don't like how Roll20 handled that situation at all, and it makes me worry that if some similar situation happened to me, how would they treat me? So I'm just moving away. I'm going to go to Fantasy Grounds. Roll20's been having technical issues that's been pissing me off anyway, so meh. I've already downloaded Fantasy Grounds, and I'm messing around with it. They actually gave me a standard license to play with it, and if I want to review it, they're really excited if I do. I'm going to have to upgrade it to the Ultimate license, though, on my own. So that's fine. Apparently it's going on sale a couple days, so, hey, save me $40. So, let's see, anything else I'm reviewing these coming up. Plus, I still have some other stuff I still got to get to. But they're very large and things. Like, I still got to get to 1879, but, I mean, look at this freaking book. I still got to get to this. This is nuts. So, yeah, working on all of this stuff. In addition to that, I'm still writing articles on terminallynerdy.com. I blog probably twice a month. I try for weekly, but my job has effectively been killing my soul inside. So I very rarely, if ever, have any energy for anything. Day jobs suck, people. Let's see, am I missing anything else major? We got reviewing RPGs again. Oh, I'm reviewing 2DS and 3DS games, because, I've got a 2DS XL. I already reviewed Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon on the website. Since I don't have a capture card and I have no intention of modding my 2DS, those reviews tend to be written, and I can play this pretty much all the time when I'm like at work or on my breaks and stuff, so the reviews for those are a little bit quicker, because I'm not streaming them and I'm not trying to stream them or anything. So the next one coming up for that is Rune Factory 4, which has consumed me. It is a good game, folks. It is my short reviews. It is good. Alright, I think I've hit all of the updates. Yeah, we've got Pugmire streams once a month, probably starting late October to early November because I have to learn Fantasy Grounds. The Patreon one-shots, if you want to join in, my Patreon has one tier. One. And it is $1. $1 a month. You get the same access as somebody who gives me $20 a month. One of those things is first come, first serve Patreon one-shots using Savage Worlds. So, that's a thing. Those are probably also going to be late October, early November, because again, I gotta learn Fantasy Grounds, and I have to buy the Savage Worlds module for it, which is $10, no big deal. So, yeah, learning curves. I gotta relearn software. I was used to Roll20. Now I gotta learn things all over again. Great. Terrific. So, okay, so that's it for updates. New reviews are coming. If you want anything other than my reviews, go to my website, terminallynerdy.com. You'll find editorials, you'll find discussions, you'll find, stuff where I break down D&D classes, character builds, plot hooks, all sorts of shit. Anything I write goes on there. And it's not always D&D related. I do video game stuff too, because gaming in general is my thing. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the thank you and what the hell I'm doing here. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, you probably have no idea about this. So in August every year, there's a huge tabletop gaming convention. I want to say it's like the biggest or maybe even second biggest. I'm not sure if Origins is bigger. But it's called Gen Con. And Gen Con is this ridiculously huge convention. This last year in August 2018, I want to say it took up the convention center in Indianapolis, the nearby stadium. Yeah, they actually had like the floor of the stadium where people would be playing basketball and stuff. They had that full of tabletop shit, and multiple hotels, just sprawling tabletop, ridiculous amounts of it. I've never been to a convention for tabletop specifically. The only convention we have here in my city is called MegaCon, and it's more of a generalistic nerd convention with comics and gaming and anime and stuff. And my wife and I went one year. And talking to a couple friends who went this last year, they're telling me it's gone downhill and that they're not going back. So, not going to bother with that. And there really isn't any other like D&D tabletop level focused con in my fucking state. And I've looked multiple times over the last couple of years. So I was lamenting the fact that I'm probably never going to go to a convention because I can't afford it. To leave my state, I don't make enough money to do that. I just don't. My job, I live paycheck to paycheck hardcore, and it's really hard for me to save for things. So, I was like, well, I can save Patreon, but it would take me about 3 years to save up enough on Patreon for me and my wife, because I'd want my wife to go. Well, this past year at Gen Con, my friend Saverick went. He lives close enough, he was able to drive. I think it told him he took him 5 hours to drive up to Indy from where he is. And he drives up, and he goes, I want to say for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a 4-day thing. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and he only went for 3. And he comes back and proceeds to tell me it is life-changing. And that it reinvigorated a lot of his passion for tabletop, and he made a lot of new friends and met a lot of people in the D&D and tabletop community, and got to meet them face-to-face and stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, man, maybe one year I'll get to go. I had a Patreon goal where if I hit that goal, I would have enough to be able to save enough every month that I could do a con a year. I think the goal was like $750 to pull that off because of taxes and shit like that. And he said, well, why don't you try to fundraise it? Now I'm sitting here thinking, that is a dumb idea because it will never work. Who the hell is going to donate money to send my happy fat ass to a convention? Turns out about 100 people. Yeah. This part is going to be a thank you because I'm going to Gen Con in 2019. Now, to explain this, after he told me this, I thought about it, and I did the math. And originally I was going to have my wife go with me. And my wife actually turns around and says, you know what? I don't think I'd want to go because she's not into tabletop as much as I am. She wouldn't really care about panels. She wouldn't really care about playing in games, running games. She might be interested in the vendor hall for like a day. If I want my wife to go to a convention, I need to take her to BlizzCon because she is a Blizzard fangirl and will fucking absorb everything about it. Which might happen one year now. I might have to try to do that. Just to give her something. Instead, me and her are planning to actually go on a vacation in 2019. A short, like, little 3-day drive up to North Carolina to visit her best friend that I introduced her to. Her name Shelbit. Me and my wife are going to drive up to Shelbit and harass the shit out of her probably in late July, maybe even like September, like after Gen Con, because I gotta save my money to do that. Probably won't be too bad though, because we'll sleep in a cheap ass hotel, probably like $50 a night, kind of one of those, $50 to $100 a night. Pay for gas and pay for food. Maybe need $800-900 for it, maybe. And I think we can save that up pretty effectively. I've actually budgeted it. But Gen Con, to put this in perspective, would cost me $2,000 because of the following. So first and foremost, if I run a fundraiser, I have to pay taxes on that fundraiser. You got to pay Uncle Sam. Tax professionals have told me that the taxes on this sort of thing are about 15%, so I double it because I'm paranoid. So we're looking at 30% taxes. Then I'm looking at a badge, which is about $120 for 4 days. We're looking at hotel, which is something like $500-600. Airfare is probably about $2 to $3. So I'm looking at $1,000 just for hotel, airfare, and the badge. Then we need food, transportation, gifts, products, stuff like that. And for me, emergency funds, because I have health conditions, and if I'm not near my doctor, I need to be able to go to ER or urgent care. I have to be. I have to have that option. And unfortunately, even with my insurance, that shit ain't cheap. I think I have a $300 copay for ER and $100 for urgent care. Thankfully, if there's CVS's, though, I can use what's called Minute Clinic, and that only costs an office visit, and that's $25. So I'd probably end up doing that. So we're looking at like $400 to $500 for that. So if I raise $2,000 and we take taxes out, I have $1,400. $1,400 should be enough for airfare, hotel, ticket to get into the convention and everything for the time I want to go. What we're doing, though, is Saverick intends to go, so me and him are going to split a hotel that immediately lowers my cost a bit. And I'm probably overestimating. I have not traveled nor left my home state since I was 12. I'm going to be 37 next year. I haven't even been on a plane since I was 12. I am freaked the fuck out. So I write this huge blog post detailing it, and I put out a challenge. And I said, you know what? I have this Ko-Fi, which for those of you who don't know is a way to donate $3 at a time directly to a creator through PayPal. It's literally one-time donations. And I say, if you want me to go, I'm going to have a goal in Ko-Fi. This is how much. This is why. I break it all down in the blog post, and I'll even link that blog post in the description box. That this is what would be required for me to go. And you guys have a year. Okay, you have 6 months to get me to halfway, because at that point I can kind of determine if I think I'm going to hit the full amount and go or not, because me and Saverick have to organize a hotel. But you got basically a year to help me get $2,000, which didn't seem like a lot. It's like a little less than $200 a month in donations. I hit that in 7-8 weeks. Yep. And there's reasons why. First and foremost, the day I posted that, I hit 30% almost instantaneously. I actually hit like 28, 29 on the first day. I almost hit $600, just done. After that, I'm sitting at about like 25, 26, and a guy named Shimmerwind Isle, GM Lay on Twitter, approaches me and says, I want to help you raise that money. How can I do that? Can we do a giveaway? And I'm like, well, I mean, you can do a giveaway if you want. You really don't need to. He's like, no, I want to give away this dragon. And I'll put a picture of the dragon somewhere in one of these corners so you can see the ridiculousness. So, like, how do we do that? Can we just give it away to your donators? Fun fact, no. If you run a giveaway and the entry to giveaway involves money, you are effectively running a raffle, which runs afoul in the U.S. of lotto and gambling laws. Bear that in mind for those of you with Patreons. You actually cannot give away to just your patrons without running afoul of those laws, and if Patreon catches you, it will tell you to stop. Michael Mordor, the Goblin King on Twitter, ran into that. He was giving away minis every month, and Patreon caught him and told him, stop, or we're going to terminate you. So he had to stop. Bear that in mind. You cannot do that. Now, you can do something like, say, they get an automatic entry, but then the giveaway still has to be public, and other people still have to be able to get into it. So, yeah, be careful with that. So I had to tell him, no, he has to run it publicly, so how about we do it if I reach a certain percentage? He says, okay, how about 60%? So when I hit 60%, he would give away this fucking dragon mini that he hand-painted, which is ridiculous. Cool. And then another person came up. And then another person came up. And then another person came up. And before I know it, I had giveaways ranging from 30% all the way to 100%, except at 65%. No one ended up going for 65%. That was a blank spot. In some cases, I had multiple giveaways at different points. All just by people in the community. I'm going to read off what people gave away, because it's already done. It's over. So first, I had one of the guys from Savage Worlds make a custom edge for everybody who wanted it. I'll put the Twitter link. If you play Savage Worlds and you want an edge called Terminally Nerdy, based on me, you can get it. It's officially made by the guy, one of the guys who works at fucking Savage Worlds, so that's funny. I had Dice Bard. It's a dice store. They were, if you used a specific thing for a week and bought the specific set of dice, they would give me a chunk of the money from it. I had Independent GM on Twitter. Every 10% that I got, he was giving away a copy of his product, which has 10 sentient weapons for D&D 5e. 10 total copies. He gave them all away. At 30%, we had a giveaway for the book, A Parent's Guide to Classes by Dungeons and Diapers. At 35%, 5 codes for a book by Chase X Libris in Audible form. So he gave away 5 audiobooks at 35%. At 40%, a 4,000-word piece of writing by Jesse Neon on Twitter. Anything that the person wanted. 45%, it was a copy of Total War Warhammer 1 for the PC on Steam by my buddy Craven Games. He had a key and wanted to give it away. At 50%, we had 2 We had Glorindi, or Glorindle. Glorindle? Glorindle. He gave away a Halloween-themed one-shot for D&D that had never been published. And Tails DM built a handmade custom dice tray. At 55%, Chase came back again and gave away 5 copies of his book on Kindle. At 60%, The Dragon by Shimmerwind Isle. At 69%, because of course it had to be at 69% for this guy, Hermley gave away a color character portrait commission that he would do. And he does really nice artwork, so that was pretty cool. 70%, Nor_cartography gave away a free battle map, but he created the battle map specifically for one person and then would give it away to everybody. 75%, we had 2 again. Chase Ex Libris gave away 5 copies of his book in paperback form. And my buddy Virus paid for a commission by the Bat Clam on Twitter, another wonderful artist. 80%, the Right Magnus gave away a sort of writing piece for any setting. Basically, it was a custom character background for any setting to somebody. 85%, I can't pronounce this name. John Sawatsky. Sawatsky man? I don't know. He gave away a copy of the Midgard World Book for 5e and Pathfinder by Kobold Press in PDF form. He's doing that one. At 90%, we had 3 character commissions given away, 3 individual ones, so 3 people, by Marcy Vellin, aka the Owl of Lycia. She's one of the official GMs for the guys who make Numenera, Mont Cook Games. She does GMing over there and also on Phantom Roll Booth. 95% by Franciata? By Francitia. I can't pronounce these names. It's Byfrancita. She did a character commission with her artwork at 95. Then at 100, the following occurred. Okay? First, 24 square inches of dungeon tiles given away by All Red Wires, handmade dungeon tiles made of resin. 15 custom monsters printed and bound given away by Canthos88, created with the winner. A custom Roll20 map created by Meditating Monkey. An adventure that was already created by Mithropunk was open for free for 1 week. And this isn't really a giveaway, this was more of just like, do something funny. Arasavid on Twitter is making me a cosplay based on my Twitter icon. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of a hooded figure and a dragon on my shoulder. So I will be cosplaying at Gen Con 2019. And then there was one final thing, and this one was a time-sensitive one by me. If my goal was reached by the end of September, which, as of recording, would be today, I would run 2 public Savage World games at Gen Con, first come, first serve kind of sign-ups. That was reached a week and a half ago? I thought I was going to get out of this. The community said no. They said no. So that happened. So yeah, that was all the giveaways given away, and thank you to every single person who offered one. You didn't have to do it. I didn't ask for any of them. Every single one of these people came to me and offered it on their own, which was absolutely bonkers. By the way, that was not the order they were offered in. These were just the spots they picked. And, you know, I sure as shit hit the goal. Because of the D&D Twitter community. They went hard, and they got me to this. And the funniest thing is, what actually got me to the end was I had been saying that I don't think I was going to hit the 100% by the end of September. There was like, I want to say, at the time, there was like 14 days left. It was like the 16th. And I'm saying, you know, I don't think I'm going to hit the goal, which is fine. I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit the goal before, you know, February. I was at 63%. But I don't think I'm going to hit it by the end of September, which means I don't have to run 2 Savage World games. Yeah, like get out of my fear of publicly running games. I don't like playing with strangers. They freak me out. Just go look at the Blue Magic video. You'll figure out real quick. And then one person came along, and I'm not going to say who, and dropped $1,000 on me, putting me from 63% to 113%. And I know who did it. I've talked to them. I know exactly who did it. I believe my immediate words when I was informed of this, because I was at work, I wasn't checking it, was, "Are you insane?" Followed by them responding, "A rising tide lifts all boats," which is something I say on occasion and people attribute to me. Yeah, you win. You know who you are, and you win this round. Coming for you. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to read off the list of names of everybody who donated to me. I'm not reading them in the order they donated. I am not reading off how much they donated. I'm actually reading them in alphabetical order. So that way nobody can figure out which one was the last one, because they did it anonymously, and nobody will know who did what or how much. Further, if you donated multiple times, and there were some people who donated 3, 4, one person, I think the one did 4. Some people donated multiple instances, so I'm just going to read their name off once. So, alphabetical order, it'll take me a minute. We're going to thank every one of these people. I've learned this from watching Co-Carnage. If I had the music, I would turn it on, but I have no idea what music he uses, so I'm just going to read them. So, first and foremost, Alex Canton, Alfred Crabtree, Andrew Simmons, Angie Butler, thank you. Anil Sanade, or as I like to think of him as Ivan Dar, to victory! Thank you. Anna Kell, Anthony English, Aras Savad, Aldrich Maneja, Balance Academy, Bibars El Tayyib, Ben Stapleton, Beth Bowles, Bradley Staples, all of you, thank you very much. My buddy Brax, Brian Elgort, Charles Gilmore, Chase Irwin himself, Chris Bizet, the Almighty Pan-Galactic. You all should check out his band Dead Throne, by the way. They're hot stuff if you like metal. Chris Hussey, Chris Kentla, Christian Anderson, and then Christian Galzon! He asked me to read it like the dude whose name escapes me, who says everyone. So there you go. That's my attempt at that one, Christian. Corey Longnecker, Craig Warner, Dalton Jones, Dana Lech, Daniel Jones, David Archambault, Dave Gibson, thank you. David Lee, or as I like to think of him, Nizul, again, to victory! Apparently, I've obtained victory here, sir. Digital and Dice, another great podcast y'all should check out if you like spookiness. Dominic Bender, Donald Robinson, Double Atlas Mapping, Douchebag of Holding, Elizabeth Binder, or as I like to think of them, Mardal. This last name I'm going to butcher, and I apologize, Eric. It's Eric Wojcin, W-O-J-C-I, it's Wojciechowski. I can't pronounce that. I can barely pronounce regular English, man. Francis Sinclair, Function of Form. Georg Mir, the creator of Mictum. If you've seen my my 2-part playthrough of that on the channel, you can go watch it. It's good. You get to be hamsters. Where is it? I just gotta show it because I like Georg. Mictum. It's a good game. It's a good game and it's cheap and you should buy it. Make Georg happy. Play cute little furry things. Giovanni Watts, Hans Cummings, Humza Kazmi, Jailana Van Leeuwen, James Womack, Gerard Mayers, Jason Baker, thank you all of you, Jeanette Briggs, Jean Murray, Jennifer Slowey, Jennifer Gagney, which I discovered comically that she is related to my favorite Neverwinter Nights creator of all time, Stephen Gagney, aka Two Flower, which makes me laugh, and I love it. It's a small world out there. John James Diffley, John Sawatsky, Joseph Coughlin, Joshua Larmore, Katie Bishop, thank you very much, all of you. Carrie Lyons, Kim Metzger, Christopher Geyer, Larry Hott, Levi, I want to say Levi, the Attack on Titan character. Levi Rogaki, Mini-Sided Dice. If you guys remember, I did their Lost Artifacts of Greygast review. Big ol' honkin' giant-ass artifact book. So thank you very much. Matt Burrish, Matthew Mercer, Matthew Widman, Mauro Decalus, Megan Carper, Melissa Barrett, Michael Gill, Nathaniel Creeman, Neil Barn, thank you all very much, Pamela Grassman, Patrick McNary, Rebecca Paz, River Valley Online, that's a weird one, but thank you, Robert Pritchford, Zaverick, Shelbut, Simon Matthews, Not So Speedy. If you don't know who that is, he's a cool streamer. You should go check him out. Spencer Borup, Taryn Winnie, the Goblin King himself, Michael Mordor, the Rook and the Raven. They make you guys remember? They're the ones who make the really cool character journals. They're making one for Savage Worlds apparently too. Hopefully they'll send me that one, because then I can abuse it. I'll put you back here. Travis and Caitlin, they are the White Vault and Liberty Critical Research, friends of mine for a long time, so thank you guys. Hopefully I'll see you there. Hopefully you'll go. Travis Taub, Tyler Kennedy, Variant Rolls, Victoria Hennings, and Warren Hardell. Every single one of you, thank you. I wouldn't be going to Gen Con without you. Now, as a note, there's a lot of time between now and August 2019. Knock on wood. But the only thing that'll stop me from going to Gen Con is if something happens that literally prevents me from going. So I'm going to be making every effort to go. If I can't make it in 2019, for some reason, if something catastrophic happens that stops me, knock on wood, I'll just go in 2020. This money, the money that has been raised, is specifically for Gen Con. Period. That is where it's going. That is what it's funding. So there you go. So that's a long enough video, I think. It's like probably something like 20 some odd minutes. Let me check my recording, actually. Oh, look at that, 32 minutes. Thank you all so very much for watching. Again, thank you to every single person who has donated to send me to Gen Con. I hope to see most of you there. You know, I think Speedy is going to be doing some sort of meetup that I'm going to co-opt. So if you're a fan of mine, pay attention to my Twitter. I'll be announcing where you can find me easily for like a meetup kind of thing, so that all of my possible fans that are at Gen Con can come swarm me in my cosplay that Ross is making for me. Oh boy, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. And frightening. I don't deal well with strangers. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so very watching. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, folks, stay nerdy.